Kawhi Leonard has officially opened Pandora's box. This morning I woke up and apparently the whole Kawhi situation has come to a conclusion, which is that there is no evidence that he did anything wrong. So if you're unfamiliar with exactly what happened, Kawhi took a bunch of money from Steve Ballmer, the Clippers owner, who also is just, most owners are also billionaires. They have like their own other companies and stuff. Allegedly what happened is that Steve Ballmer, when getting Kawhi Leonard, offered him a contract, but also sponsorships where Kawhi basically didn't have to do anything and just would get paid a bunch of money to come to the Clippers. So effectively it was like, hey, it's going to say that you're getting paid 50 million or whatever a year, but actually you're going to get paid 100 million through all these sponsorships, but you don't actually have to do anything for the sponsorship. So it's a way of circumventing the cap so that you convince Kawhi Leonard to come to the Clippers and play for you. So the two major ones that he was accused of were a tree company that Steve Ballmer owns, and then also the scoreboard for the Clippers stadium. This has just been an ongoing thing. It's almost been a year. They said it could have gone into 2027. The scoreboard thing came out pretty recently. It seemed like this was all coming up for there to be a massive punishment on Kawhi and on the Clippers. Because at this point, like, the worst you could probably do for Kawhi is just void his contract or maybe suspend him. The Clippers should absolutely be held responsible, though. But guess what? They completely got away with it. There's little things that within the language that they're using to describe exactly what happened where you can kind of conclude that actually something probably did happen. Like they said that Adam Silver and Steve Ballmer were negotiating to come to an agreement. Adam Silver, it's your job to lay down the hammer. If I was an employee and I completely mess up, maybe don't show up for my shift, trash the place before I leave it, and I don't even clock out or something, and then the boss comes down and is like, hey, you're fired. And I was like, okay, let's have some negotiations. That's never going to work. That should be the relationship, Mr. Silver. No, but instead, they came to an agreement, which ultimately applies that both sides kind of prefer different things. So that means that Adam Silver kind of knew that something was going on and still decided to just sweep it under the rug. So how is this Pandora's box? Because now every single team is going to do this. They saw that you got Kawhi Leonard and then all the investigations happened and stuff and there was no punishment. Maybe they'll do like a little thing. Maybe they'll get rid of a second round pick. Maybe it's still ongoing. I don't really know. Apparently ESPN messed up a bunch of the info or something. They said significantly misinterpreted exactly what had happened. To me, that just means that maybe they came out with the information a little bit early. I think it's still going to be the way that it is, where basically Kawhi gets no punishment. The owners of Disney or something just bought the Lakers. If I'm the Lakers, I'm going to be like, hey, Bob Iger, start throwing your money around. And I wouldn't mind if Mickey Mouse's name gets changed to Mickey Wembanyama to get Wemby to come to LA. That'd be fine with me. Whoever the richest owner is, they're just going to be able to throw as much money as people as possible. What this does for certain teams that kind of have like the richer, wealthier owners is it just turns off the salary cap. I mean, not entirely, but like if you go up to, I don't expect this, but for the sake of conversation, let's say Victor Wembanyama hit free agency and he's negotiating with people. He could probably still get a max contract, but let's say that Mike Dunleavy for the Warriors, he offers him a max, but then the Miami Heat offer him a max and $40 million a year off of like sponsorship money he doesn't actually have to do anything for, then he's going to take the 90 mil over the 50 mil or whatever it would be. By then it's probably going to be more. And so you just can offer more money by circumventing the cap. That's like the whole issue with this. So effectively what you were able to do as Steve Ballmer for the Clippers is you were able to coax Kawhi over to your team, eliminate all other competition, have multiple years of actually being a contender until very recently. And then the second you're trying to tank, then all of a sudden the investigations come out. You're able to trade him and get a young piece back. You had the 5th overall pick. You have a bunch of future first round picks. You're just completely in the same spot you would be anyway. And it's all because you happen to have an owner who is rich enough to pay Kawhi Leonard a bunch of extra money for no reason. And I will say this, I get that there are going to be inherent advantages within certain teams. Like the Lakers famously are able to get a bunch of people because the spotlight in LA and like the size of the market and all that, because that does help out people's careers and that helps out people with getting sponsorships and stuff like that. But the thing about Kawhi is that he took sponsorships and then never did anything for them. And he took sponsorships from the owner of the team. That's what makes it so sketchy. That's what makes it so crazy. 29 teams in the league should be very upset about this. You're going to start seeing this more and more and more unless there's an actual punishment. A little bit more of a serious video. I know that's kind of unlike me, but I was just like really upset about it. So I was like, I got to get my thoughts out to somebody, and hopefully at least like 5 people watch this. If you made it this far in the video, comment tree, because, you know, Kawhi didn't plant any. So yeah, that's all I got for you. Let me know what you guys think. Peace out.